So I wanted to cover some of the things that can happen with TurningPoint 2008. So I've double-clicked the TurningPoint program and opened it up. And I'm on the TurningPoint ribbon inside of PowerPoint. The first thing you want to do is you want to go to Tools and Settings. And then in Response Device, you want to check that the channel is on the correct channel. And what you're going to do is you're going to take for the 3-digit room number that we have at VC, you're going to take your first number and you're going to take your last number. So if I live in room 114, I'm going to type in the number 14. Then you're going to go to Presentation. We're going to change a couple of settings in here as well. You're going to click on All Settings. You're going to scroll down, and here in the default save location, you're going to go here and you're going to want to browse to your H drive and set up a folder in your H drive for your class. Once you've done that, you're going to be good. You're going to hit Done. Now what we need to do is we need to create a participants list. So you're going to go to Participants here, and you're going to click on Participant List Wizard. We're going to use the Education template. I'm going to hit Next. We only need last name, first name, and student ID, so we're going to hit Next. We don't care about a new group. And you're going to call this list, and I recommend calling it your class name. For me, I call it Stats 1342. And then I say something like this is Spring 2011. And I hit Finish. Next, you're going to go on to the internet. I use Firefox. You're going to log on to your VC Pirate portal. Go to Current Semester. And you're going to pick a class. Since I'm doing statistics, I'm going to click on my current statistics class. As that loads up, I'm going to go to Teach, and I'm going to go to Gradebook. I'm going to make sure that all my students are visible. And I'm going to export this to a spreadsheet. All the settings as it is are perfectly fine. I'm going to hit Export. And what I want to do with this file is I want to save it. And now I'm good. Go back to your desktop. Here in my participant information list, I'm in Stats 1342. And I'm going to check this box here to rearrange column order. I want to move the device ID to the very end. And then I'm going to uncheck that column. Now I'm going to click Import. I'm going to import an Excel file. Our file saved into Download, so we're going to grab that exported course. And I'm going to confirm that I have last name, first name, user ID, and that this person's role is student. Once I've got that, I'm going to hit Import. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to clear out that first column. I'm also going to clear out this column. I'm going to remove that first row of participants. Alright, now I'm going to hit Done. And now here in Participant List, I'm going to select my Stats Spring Course list. The last thing you're going to have your students do is you're going to have them change to their channel. Remember, since I was in room 114, I had moved myself to channel 14. So So you'll have your students change to channel 14 or whatever your classroom is. And the last thing you want to do is this. You're going to go to Participants and click on Real-Time Registration Tool. You're going to click Registration Open. And then, for your first list of students here, you're going to have them press the numbers 1 through 0. Once they press that number, the device will show up with the number here. You're going to have them turn their device over and confirm that that number has shown up next to their name. Once you've got your first screen done, you're going to click Next and do your second screen, and so on through the entire class. Once all students in the class have registered, you're going to click Registration Closed. You're going to hit X, and you're going to say yes, you want to save changes to that participant list. From then on, as long as you select the participant list for your class, which is going to be saved from that special H drive location that you've selected in the default save location, you won't have to do anything else for that class. Now the one thing I'm going to do, last thing I want to do, is talk about creating a slide. Let's create an offset slide. I'm going to enter a question text. And give the students some possible answers. Now in my world, I really like giving 5 points for a correct answer and 1 point for an incorrect answer. But since this is a survey question, I make both the questions correct, because there's no wrong answer here. Another thing that I like is to insert object and to insert a grid. In particular, I like the non-response grid. Once that grid's been inserted, I'm going to drag it down over here to the left. And just to give you a feel for what this does, I'm going to reset the session. You do this every time you start a new class. Then I go to Slideshow. I'm going to play from the current slide. What you can't see right now is down here where this box is. In a real classroom setting, if I was doing this, all of my students' names would show up, and as they clicked in and the responses increased for the number of students that had occurred, I would see names start to disappear from the bottom. So the only names left are the names of students who have not responded to that question. Once I feel like a good number of responses has happened, I toggle the last 10-second countdown. This makes sure that the last stragglers in the class reply back. And once that's over, the polling's closed, and I would get some polling data. And that's how I use TurningPoint 2008.